What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Twisted Life of TV. I am Portia. You are here for another recap and review for March Madness. This is Three Little Birds, Season 1, Episode 2. Actually, I don't even know if this is going to be a multi-season series or if this is just a limited series. But right now, we are on the second episode. Again, they do not have any titles, so I'm naming them myself. And I'm calling this episode, Them Dirty Dogs. Them dirty dogs, okay? Because they ran into a lot of dirty dogs that I want to kick. I'm just saying. I know we don't want to kick dogs, but I want to kick these people for sure. Well, they finally made it to Dudley. And I'm asking Aston, what the fuck? Because I'm thinking that Dudley is supposed to be so much better. I'm thinking Dudley has much more diversity. And it really is just the same as the rest of England. They don't want these black folks there at all. Okay. We got Hosanna and Leah. They about to go to work in the factory for the first time. But first they got to go to their home. Now, I must say that where they are staying is so much better than in London. But they got a group of boys hanging out on the street, telling them to go back to Africa, go back to where they came from, throwing bottles and stuff at them, you know. And Leah, she about it. She want to fight everybody. She got a lot of aggression to get off her chest. You know, like I said, she was getting beat by her husband. So she gonna take it out on anybody who trying to attack her. She said she ain't taking that shit no more. Right, so she, but asked and calm her down like, hey, sis, don't even trip off them. And we try to fight everybody in London that, you know, call us a name. We'll be fighting until we old and gray. Okay, every day of our lives, we will be fighting. So, one of the boys, though, his sister, you know, she seemed to be cool. You know, she's like, my bad. I apologize for the stupidity of my brother, right? They go into where they're renting at, and it's, why do I, every time I start to get the hiccups, every time I come on fucking camera. They go into the house to where they living at. It's owned by an Indian woman. I find that kind of hilarious because Indian people in America have came here and got ownership of a lot of property as well. I guess the same thing was happening over in England. So that's Miss Riska. She runs the place. On the first floor is this Irish family, a man and his daughter. It looks like the daughter, her name is Ruth. It looks like she has polio because she has a limp, you know, when she walks. And they live upstairs on the second floor. Hosanna and Leah, they stand together. A small little quaint room, but it's good enough. It's better than where they have been. It's a nice comfortable bed. They got closets to hang up. Leah, of course, is missing her 3 children. You know, when she sees them in his room, she can see the kids all lined up playing on the bed together, just happy and frolicking along. She homesick. She missed them babies, and she got to do everything it takes to get them over here to England with her. Aston tried to tell Hosanna, hey, you know, I'm just down the hall. If you ever want to sleep with your husband or your future husband, let me know. I got space for you, girl, and I can make you comfortable. She was like, no, sir. That ain't what we doing. I told you I need to find me a good church home. So he says that he knows of a good place that he's heard about, and they gonna go to church on Sunday. Now, this is something Leah didn't do often, right? You know, she said coming up, she went to church. It was all right, but I think Hosanna described it as, you know, church is not some place that you just kind of like. You like literally throw yourself into the word so deeply that you drown. And Leah like, yeah, that's the reason why I stopped going. Amen. Okay. That's the reason why she stopped going. Too much church ain't good for you, honey. And I stand on that. Well, anywho, so they decide they're going to church, and it's Sunday service. And I thought this was a Catholic service, but it was supposed to be open to anybody. You know how they always say the doors of the church is always open. Well, the doors of the church was open. They came on in. They didn't get hesitation coming in the door, but they got a lot of looks and a lot of stirs. But you know, it was one of them big cathedral with all the paintings and gold in the ceiling. And Hosanna's feeling like, now this here is church. Let the church say, amen. This is church right here. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all remember that little joke? Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Open up the doors to see all the people. Y'all, never mind. Anywho, it's probably some thing we used to do back in the Midwest. Anywho, that's how she was feeling. You know, the church doors open up, you see all the people, but they are the only black people in the whole church, right? So the bishop or the pastor or whatever he was, he decided he gonna give. They gonna start off with a morning hymn. This was a hymn that Hosanna knew about, and they singing. You know, they singing the Gloria in excelsis. You know, they singing it in that kind of way, and Hosanna in there, Gloria in excelsis, Gloria. Yeah, well, she ain't doing like that. I'm ad-libbing. I don't even know the doggone hymn they were singing, but Hosanna basically put a little funk on it. She put a little spin, a little gospel onto the hymn. Became a gospel hymn instead of just a regular hymn. And everybody in the church is like, this ain't what we do here. This ain't what we do here. So once church let out, the pastor, the bishop, or whatever he was, came up to them and said, hey, look here. Now I know the church door is supposed to be open to everybody. And I was like, yes, it's a beautiful church, a beautiful servant. Praise him, praise his holy name. He said, well, the congregation came to a consensus and they decided y'all can't come back here no more. I'm like, when the heck did that happen? The church just let out. When they had the meeting already, did they throw each other looks in the middle of service? They passed notes in the collection plate to decide that these blackies can't come back to this church no more. Of course, Hosanna was finna argue with him with the word. I told you, she talking scripture every time she talk. But the pastor say, look here, what's done is done. Okay? You can't come up in here. We need no disorderly, no disdain. We don't need no sinners up in our spot. Of course, Leah told him to go stick it where the sun don't shine. Say, may the good Lord kiss you. Let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord kiss you. That's what she basically was telling him. And Pastor, I don't give a dog on what you're talking about. Don't bring your ass back here. That's all I'm saying. So of course Hosanna is feeling some kind of way. She feeling defeated. She crying. She think that she too much. I sing too much. I talk too much. I do too much. You know what I'm saying? I praise just a little bit too much, and that's why they don't want us there. No, girl, they don't want you there because you're black. Now we get a little bit flashback on her life this particular time. We go back to Jamaica, and they in the church, and her father's up there preaching, right? And apparently Jamaica was hit by a hurricane, the last hurricane season, and the church itself is trying to rebuild. So, he passed around a collection plate to try to raise money to get the roof fixed, What the famous saying that him and his wife used to say is that, the church is only as good as the pastor. So he put the money into a safe, and the next day, congregation, they having church. She's singing, she walking through and everything, and she goes back into the back and looks around the room and realizes that the safe is open. The money is gone. She pulls out a note, and a note is from her dear daddy. Her daddy say, look, hey, like you said, the church is only good as the pastor, which means that I'm a broken man in need of repair. This church is broken and in need of repair. So I'm going to take this money. Lord, forgive me for my trespasses, but I'm out. Her daddy took the money, the pastor of the church. Her daddy took the money and ran. Left her to lead the church. Now, they didn't show us what the congregation thought about that, but now we know that she probably made her decision a little bit easy to up and leave Jamaica. And she's still trying to find her a church home. Well, Aston wants to take them out after they go to work. So they go to work the next day, and they get to work, and it's a bunch of white women, that's working in the factories. I think this is a particular time that the women are actually going to work, because remember when the war was happening, the women had to go to work in place of the men. And now that the war is over, they not displacing the women, but they damn sure didn't want the black women there. I didn't see any other black women in the doggone facility. The rest seem to be black men, but the women are looking at them real slick like, right? So they getting trained to do the job, but they basically work at a steel mill. And Hosanna really ain't paying too much attention to what Aston's saying, and she almost get her damn hand caught in the little machine, almost get her god doggone arm ripped off. At the same time, Leah over there dealing with this new guy named Shelton, who's kind of cute. He's a little cutie. He's a little cutie. I already knew when he popped on the screen, that's gonna be the one that's Leah gonna end up liking, right? But Shelton is giving her a hard dog on time. He don't want to really sit here babysitting no damn woman, you know, who ain't really paying attention to what she's supposed to be doing anyway, because she's too worried about what her friend doing down there, even though her friend almost got her arm ripped off. So, but each time when she come to work, not only is she getting like flack from Shelton, she getting all the angry stirs from the women around the doggone factory. They don't want them there. Okay, they look at them, no scrunched up face, rolling eyes. You know, they ain't saying nothing to them. But the little dudes who at the beginning, when they showed up in Dudley, that was giving them shit, talking about go back to Africa. You know, they screamed, they worked there too, and they screaming this out to Leah. Leah decides she gonna chase these little motherfuckers a little later on. She decides she gonna chase them, and one of them pulled a knife on her, right? I think his name was Herbert. Pulled a knife on him. And she stopped like, well, wait a minute. But he flipped her towel at his ass like, oh, hey, bitch, okay. Ow. You know, and got the knife out of his hand because he was chicken shit any fucking way. And she runs after him screaming like, we are not from Africa. We are from Jamaica. Okay, so at this particular stage, I was sitting here thinking, so Jamaicans don't realize that they Africans too? They got this great connect as well. Y'all were just like the black people in America. Y'all ended up in Jamaica because of slavery. See, y'all motherland is Africa. There was something she said later on at the end of the episode, that England was the motherland for her. No, baby, Africa is your motherland. But because she had a British passport, she felt like England is the motherland. Because remember, Jamaica was under England's control until they got their gain of independence. And I'm like, Africa is still your homeland. But she felt insulted, just as we did in America when people would call us African booty scratchers and shit like that. We try to disassociate ourselves from Africa so deeply. And then even in today's society in 2024, there's a lot of people who don't want to be associated with Africa because they've never been there. They don't claim them, and they run into some Africans who don't consider us their kinfolk. They don't look at the whole diaspora of black people and consider that we're all family. We just happen to be spread out across the world. But anyway, yeah, Leah is very set on letting these motherfuckers know that she ain't African, baby. She Jamaican. Okay. So, like I said, Ashton decided he wanted to let loose a little bit, and they want to go to this club a little later on at night. And they go up to the club. They and these little white boys, the same little ones who've been telling them to go back to where they came from. Like, oh my goodness, can we have nothing in here? Got to bring the blackies up in here too. Now the club is a pretty mixed club. You know what I'm saying? There's black people, there's white people. Everybody in there, you know, having a little drink. I think it's owned by an Irish guy. If I'm not mistaken, his name was Sean. You know, the name Sean, when it's associated with a white guy, is usually affiliated with Irish people. Sean O'Hansey and stuff like that, right? Anywho, they in there and they listen to the music, and Hosanna is already like, look, this ain't where I'm supposed to be. They in here drinking and gambling. This is not the Lord's work. This is not the Lord's place. So Ashton decides to put a quarter in the jukebox and throw on some Sam Cooke. It was a song, something, Jesus do something. I don't remember what it was. Jesus make it work. It wasn't Jesus will work it out, but it was something with Jesus in the title. I don't know a lot of names of Sam Cooke's song, but I knew it was Sam Cooke. And he played the music, right? So they go back in the back to settle down. And like I say, it's people back there playing bridge and pinochle and bones. And they, you know, they just having a good old time, just unwind and let loose. And we see Shelton over there at the bar, you know, just looking lonely by himself. Didn't say hi, didn't acknowledge him, nothing. But they sit down. And when they sit down, they call them the Teddy Boys. The reason why these boys were called Teddy Boys was because of their style of dress. If you remember the 1940s zoot suit era, that's what these boys kind of were reminiscent of. They was really flashy. What do we call them here? Prep boys. We call them prep boys. That's basically what Teddy Boys are. They are called Teddies based off of their style of dress. So they changed the music back to Elvis Presley. And when they changed the song back, Leah got mad. She got up and wanted to go confront them. The thing that got me though is Ashton just changed their fucking music. I mean, he did the same thing. And Ashton like, let it go, don't say nothing, don't trip off of it. But Leah just couldn't, let that shit go. She busted out there and they looking at her like, what? Okay? What's your problem? You sure got a lot of balls coming up here to us, right? Well, when they got, the Teddy boys got all loud and rowdy with Leah, the owner says, you know what, boys, it's time for y'all to go. Time for y'all to hit the door. Drink your last of your drink and hit the streets, right? Well, when they got outside, it was another group of boys that was already hanging out there. And they all band together to give the boy hell. So they start throwing bricks in the window. They go to the front, throw some bricks. Go to the back, throw some bricks. Come back to the front, throw some bricks. Go back to the back, throw some bricks. And somebody got the bright idea to start throwing mazel tops, not mazel tops. Molotovs, Lord Jesus, with the liquor in the bottle, light them up, boom. They start throwing those, busting out people car windows and stuff. So now Sean is like, everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta get up out of here. So people trying to scramble out of the left door. And Herbert's sister, the one who apologized earlier to them by her brother acting stupid, she is there with a black man. Of course, everybody's like, she in public with this black man, and ain't nobody saying nothing. England a little bit different. There's a lot of interracial relationships in England to this day. A lot more so than in America, I believe. It's very widely accepted, and I ain't gonna even say widely accepted. It's widely done in England. I ain't gonna necessarily say it's accepted, but it's very widely done. And so they run out and they see her run out with this black man. So all the dudes decide to jump on him. Now there was some other black men that was up in the club and they come out. So they come out the doors, and Ashton and Hosanna come out the door, and Leah comes out the door, and it was an old lady that was sitting there drinking named Mrs. Eberly or something like that, and they was like, who gonna get her? Somebody gotta get her and get her to safety, right? So Leah told Ashton, hurry up and get Hosanna home. They try to run off, get away from the crowd. Three of the boys get chased by the black guys, and Leah goes back inside the club to try to grab the old lady. Well, the old lady gets up and goes where she grab a coat and everything. And the farthest she got to make it is across the street. At first she was stutter stepping, but then she quickly made it across the street. Now the boys, like I said, because they running back and forth from the front of the building to the back of the building, and she trying to okay, we got to get inside, get into safety, so we can get away from these boys, right? And the lady slammed the door on Leah. She would not let Leah in, left her outside to be caught up by these dudes, and so she takes off running. They see her and they break out and chase after her. So it's 3 white boys getting chased by the black guys. It's 3 white boys chasing Leah, and I don't even know where all the rest of them at. But Leah running, baby. I'm talking about, she is flying through these streets. She hopping fences, going under bushes, doing everything. And she ends up running into Shelton, who is also running for his life. So they end up finding this old shed in somebody's backyard to go in and hide. And the boys is going crazy up and down the alleys looking for him. You can hear him busting out windows. You can hear him blowing up cars. It's just fucking chaos out there on these streets. One of the boys that was being chased by the black guys, turns out to be Herbert. He breaks off on his own and he tries to go over this fence or this wall. At first I thought he was going to end up in the same shed as Sheldon and Leah, but he didn't. He ended up going over this wall and over some glass and tore his shit up. It looked like he cut up a fucking artery. Now, good thing is we found out earlier that Hosanna actually is a nurse. She really don't want to be over there working no goddamn factory because she is a trained fucking nurse. And I said, okay, she's finna give her nursing skills to this dude. He cut his leg up really good, but he manages to still get away and make it back to his main street. He limping and blood just shooting out his leg everywhere, right? Hosanna see him and she's like, oh, we gotta help him. I'm like, leave that motherfucker there. Fuck him. He was already down on the ground screaming, don't touch me. Don't put your black hands on me. Fuck him. Leave him there. That's what I would have did. But the God in her said, no, we got to help this man. And Ashton, you better help me too. So they get him together, pull him inside the house. And he's steady screaming bloody murder. Like, don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. You know what I'm saying? Fuck him. And Ashton like, ooh, this cigarette tastes good. He wouldn't been do nothing at first. If it wasn't for Hosanna forcing him to, he would have stood there and bled the fuck out, right? Well, while Leah and Shelton is in this shelter, waiting for everything to calm down outside, they getting to know each other. He's also from Jamaica. He's from Trelawney. He used to be in the war. He went back home to Trelawney after the war, but there was no jobs available, so he decided he was going to come back to England. And he went back to England and realized that them people didn't want them there. They only fucking used them to help to win the war. The same thing that happened here in the United States. And after the war was over, they treated the black soldiers like shit, asking when the fuck you gonna go back to where you came from. So, you know, that built up a rage within inside Shelton, which is why he's so fucking closed off. But him and Leah was able to, you know, laugh and joke and get to know each other and get familiar with each other. And all of a sudden, somebody busted in the fucking door. Child, it was a white woman with a flashlight. Shelton picked up the goddamn machete like I'm about to go at it. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, he didn't swing. And it was an old lady named Pauline. Miss Pauline was like, hey, I just want to let you know, y'all in my damn shit. I thought you was finna hurt me. But everything is over. Okay, my sister done called me and told me that everything is everything. Y'all free to go. Y'all safe to go. Everything gonna be good. And she was trying to tell Leah and Shelton, you know what I'm saying? Don't listen to the, Make America Great Again. I mean, don't listen to the keep Britain white shit that's going on. Same difference. That's why I casually made that mistake accidentally on purpose. Don't listen to that shit. This country is as much yours as it is ours. Because Jamaica at this time is under the rule of Great Britain, they are technically Britain citizens. So the country basically is theirs, which is why Leah is saying this is her motherland. So she said, y'all deserve to be here as much as we do. We needed y'all help to rebuild after the war. So some of us here are very grateful that you are here. All of us should be, but some of us are. At least I am, for sure. Right? You know, that was reassuring to them that everybody in England don't hate them. Hosanna, like I said, she's still at the crib praying for her. Ruth is holding Herbert down, and she decided to pray over him, you know. God bless the child, has got his own type of shit. And then Hosanna was like, hey, you pray pretty good. You know what I'm saying? You want to have Bible study with me every Sunday? You know, I was quick to judge you, my bad. And Ruth was like, hell yeah, I want to have Bible study. They weren't doing all this cussing. That's just me. She was like, yeah, I want to have a Bible study with you, because the St. Edward's Church, the same church that kicked out them, don't want her there because she looked funny. Like I said, looked like she got polio. They don't want the tainted in their household. So they're going to become friends. And like I said, I think they are Irish family. They're going to become friends. And Lisa Hosanna got somebody to pray with. She ain't got to actually go to a physical building to have church. So it looks like Hosanna is going to stay, you know, because Ashton was like, after what's going on tonight, I'm quite sure you don't want to be here no more. You know, I'm sorry I asked y'all to come. That's how she was feeling. But Leah made it back home with Shelton. And Leah was like, no, this is our home. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. So, Chantrelle and Leah are real sisters. They kind of answered that for me in this particular episode. Baby, they done got Chantrelle in some type of Handmaid's Tale situation. So the wife, her name is Diana. She act just like Serena Joy. I mean, she ain't beat her or nothing like that, but she real stinker dank talking about she training her or mentoring her to be the proper maid. She won't let her wear her own clothes, stuck in the maid uniform. Actually, I wasn't tripping off the maid uniform. I was just tripping off the reason why she don't want her to show her arms, because this is a proper household. You know, she can't drink out of the certain cups, because these cups over here for the blackies. These cups are for us. You know, she exhausted. She exhausted as fuck. And I said last episode that I think that the husband was kind of cool. No, the husband is Mr. Waterfoot of Handmaid's Tale. According to the nanny that lives next door, she says that they take liberties against their nanny. Now, Chantrelle only supposed to be the nanny, taking care of the kids. She got her cooking and cleaning and scrubbing floors, scrubbing toilets, scrubbing bathtubs. That ain't the fucking nanny job. A nanny is to take care of the children. But she got her doing all full housework, stuff like that. But yeah, she said that they take liberties of their nanny or what have you, which is probably why the last nanny ain't there no more. That told me that these motherfuckers be raping their damn nannies. Okay, Chantrelle, girl, you in trouble. You in trouble. And Chantrelle starting to feel it. They even had the nerve to tell her ass she ain't finna get paid. Now, when she was corresponding with Wangate, that's the daddy, I forgot his first name, but when she was corresponding with him, Wangate and Waterford, ain't that something? That he told her that she was gonna get paid, you know, competitively. No, not according to Diane. Diane says that she ain't gonna get paid shit. She gonna get free room and board for a month. And if they like her, then they'll start to pay her. How the fuck she supposed to live off that? You know what I'm saying? She can't save up no money to do what she need to do. How, Sway? Okay. So, later on, she's putting away Diane's clothes, and she see this fur coat in her closet and got a little bit excited, wanted to play dress up in the lady's fur coat and put her earrings on, and she's about to dab some cologne on, but she's reciting nothing. Believe Shakespeare? Yeah, she's reciting Shakespeare. And Wangate walks in like, well done, well done. So he encouraged her to keep the coat on and wear it properly so I could see you in it. He gets all close and up on her, real personal, and start massaging her shoulders. And you can see all the fear running through Chantrelle's head. She like, Lord Jesus, what the fuck have I gotten myself into? That you can see that going through her damn head, right? Later on, Wangate is in his office. She bringing him some food, which reminded me of scene out of Handmaid's Tale when June had to bring that food in there to Mr. Waterfoot and he was playing Scrabble and stuff like that. This the same scene it reminded me of, right? So she comes on in there and he's telling her about some audition down at the studio, and he got a friend and working accountant that can hook her up, you know, if she wanted the role, but if she need to come sit on his lap. And Chantrelle is like, this motherfucker crazy. And I was saying to myself, Chantrelle, don't do it, girl. Don't fall for the okie doke. We don't know if she was gonna do it or not, or if she was gonna succumb to his wishes. Cause little James, that's the little boy name, came in like, hey, Daddy, I can't sleep. And she was like, ooh, child, let me get you back to bed. He like about 13 years old. The little boy need to be put to bed. She's like, let me get you to bed. And she rushed off with James and put him in the bed. Okay. Now later on in the night, she sleeps in bed. She feels something. She senses something. She hears something creeping down the hallway. So she gets up, tiptoes carefully across the room, nice and slow. She grabbed a chair and makes her way up to the door. When she gets by the door, she sees shadows of somebody on the outside of the other side of the door. And then they pan to the other side of the door, and it's Wangate's ass breathing all lustfully outside the door, like, ooh, I'm gonna give me some black pom pom. That's what he looked like he was about to say and do. And Chantrelle on the other side of that door, slowly and surely putting that chair underneath that doorknob so she could block it. She breathing hard, but trying not to breathe too loud to let that motherfucker know she on the other side. And then all of a sudden the door handle rattle. And he trying his best to get that door, and she got it jimmied up there with that motherfucking chair. That old rat bastard. Them dirty dogs, the whole Wangate family. Oh, them motherfuckers dirty dogs. Oh. She talked to Leah later on, and Leah like, hey, what's up, girl? You know, how you doing? But she lies to Leah and tell her that she living with the most pristine family ever. Everything A-okay. Diane even let me call them by their first names, and she let me borrow her fur coat and this, that, and other. And when I get paid, girl, I'm gonna buy you a new pair of shoes and this, that, and the third. And Leah tell her, girl, I'm missing my motherfucking kids. I don't like her. I ain't even sure if I want to bring them here. Okay, what kind of world am I bringing them into? You know, but after the whole fight and shenanigan things happen, like I said, when she make it back to the house with Shelton, and she say, you know, she met this very nice lady named Pauline, was let her know that they belong, and she gonna stay. She gonna do whatever she need to do to save up enough money, find a nice home to bring her kids there. They stand. Oh, this episode got under my skin. Get ready. Oh, dirty rat bastards. Dirty rat bastards, I'm telling you. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.